So all those teams meet like this, and then they send, they have to have a conduit. This is like energy going back and forth with the board to get permission for that. Let me see if there's anything else. We, of course, meet as a whole school 3 times a year. So that's decision making where everybody, kindergarten through 8th grade parents, are together. And then I guess the 2 last pieces are how parents communicate individually with the staff. So there are 2 conferences a year that are formal. So at one conference, the parents and the teachers are talking about the child, and the child's not there. At the second conference, the child is presenting for themselves. These are my goals. These are the areas I'm working on. And then, in addition to that, if parents, if we feel like kids need more attention, like really a bigger focus, we call what's called a village success meeting, and that's where the parents and the teachers, every teacher involved, and myself all sit here in this room. And this is where many of the team meetings happening, because the office is a circle. Where we sit in the room and we kind of take that child in the center and we go, what are this child's strengths? What do they need? What are we concerned about? What can we do to support them when we work as a team? And then the last thing is building connections between kids and parents and families. And so we have many camping trips, definitely at least one at every grade level and some more than that. And that's a way for parents to go out of their regular little family level of comfort and live together with the other families in the school and get to know them. And again, it's that relationship that builds the strength. For many new parents, when they come, it's scary to go to a camping trip because they feel like, I don't know anyone. And that's exactly the case. You don't know anyone, and once you finish the camping trip, you will know people much better, and that's how you begin to feel like you belong. So it's courage, but it's a really, really important piece of being part of the school. So teams are form, and then they disappear, and then another team forms. They're organic. Often what happens is someone stops me at the gate. I stand at the gate and greet every child in the morning. So someone come to me and say, I would really like to work on an art project with the kids. I think it would be very cool if we did this and this and this. And I'll realize I'll know that there are 2 other parents who might be interested in that. So I'll tell them to talk to each other. That's how the team forms. They start meeting and talking about it. It's good for them to put a note in the bulletin, and then maybe 2 other people say, well, I'm interested in talking about that too, and I think we could do after-school art programs. And so then they would meet with them as well. Now they have a team. Anyone can join at any time on a team, and anyone can also get off it at any time. It's really just people who want to collaborate on a specific project. And people should always feel welcome. The teams are they're just this informal group that's trying to make something happen. So if you hear something's interesting, feel free to show up and start hearing what's going on and joining in. And if you have something you want to form, it's definitely encouraged to see who else would be interested in working with you. It's much easier to work as a team than to try to do something individually, because there's so much happening at the school that you need to have people who are aware of all the different, how you're going to dance around everything else. Besides the magic that having all the parent input does in terms of the school and its school's function, the fact that we can offer 40 electives, and there are parents in classrooms, and that we are not spending so much money on maintenance of the buildings and on hiring accountants and on those things, so that we can instead put that money into books for the kids or TAs or things like that. There's so many gains for the children, but another gain that I think is probably more valuable is the relationships of parents with it, because raising children is an ongoing experiment. Every child is different. the climate in the world is different. Every few years, all the variables change, and it really is wonderful to have a community of adults who are involved in that same thing, to be talking to and checking and running ideas off each other, and not to be trying to do it alone. And it's really important because life has conflict. All relationships have conflict. The children, their curriculum is about the mistakes they made and then learning from the conflicts they have and then resolving them. And to have parents who know each other and can be working together to help the kids in that really important curriculum, rather than each in their own little world worrying about what the other parents are or are not doing, is really, really valuable. So the community for adults and friendships is equally valuable as what this brings to the kids. I think that pretty much wraps it up. As I said at the very beginning, it takes a village to raise a child, and never underestimate what a group of people can do to change the world, because it's absolutely true. The power in using everybody in the community rather than just the people who are paid is phenomenal, as you can definitely see at the way our school functions.